Today I stepped out onto the balcony and suddenly I caught myself feeling something different, but very, very pleasant, as if I had entered a different world. I felt different vibes. It's hard to explain. Just yesterday, it was simply a balcony, a place you step out to have a cup of tea or coffee, or just breathe some fresh air. I love starting my day sitting on my balcony and enjoying a cup of hot tea, green tea. But today I stepped onto the balcony and there were new plants and flowers. I put them yesterday. No other changes. But I felt a completely different energy, different vibes. It is even hard to explain. I was looking at the flowers and I felt if the world had become kinder, better word. It suddenly became much more pleasant to be there on the balcony. I felt like I was surrounded by beauty, peace, and even love. And I thought, do flowers and plants really radiate energy, or it is just our imagination? What do you think? Hello everyone, this is Dr. Helen, and today I decided to record this video right here on the balcony with a cup of my tea and reflect together with you. Do flowers and plants really radiate energy, or does it just seem that way to us? What do you think? I often hear a skeptical answer. It is all in your head. But the more I think about it, the more I realize it is not only in our head. I spent many hours and many years actually working as a scientist and doing experiments in solid state physics. And so my background as a scientist makes me think that humanity simply does not have instruments yet that can measure everything we feel, but we feel it. I feel it. And you probably have felt it too. I think each of us felt how our home or backyard changes when a beautiful plant or flowers appear there, right? That's why we plant beautiful bushes, flowers, and trees around us. We feel different in the surrounding, right? I do. But even if it's happening only in our head, that does not make it unimportant. Because from perspective of psychology and neuroscience, the very real explanation for this phenomenon. And today I want to gently touch some of this explanation. Not too much. First of all, our brain is evolutionary wired for contact with nature. There is even a scientific concept called biophilia, the idea that humans are biologically predisposed to seek connections with living systems. Just think about this. For thousands of years, humans live around trees, water, grass, and other living forms. Only very recently, we find ourselves surrounded by concrete, glass, screens, and artificial light. Scientists say when plants appear nearby, the brain reads it as a signal. This place is safe, and safely is the basic condition for relaxation. Research in environmental psychology and neuroscience shows that exposure to greenery can reduce level of cortisol. You know, this is a stress hormone, right? Sometimes within just a few minutes. Green color and organic living forms can slow the heart rate and help the nervous system move out of constant state of alert. In simple words, the body begins to exhale. And when the body exhales, the mind follows, and it feels good. Second, plants affect our attention. We live in a world where something is constantly demanded from us. Do this, don't do that, notification, messages, news, tasks, endless information. But plants, they don't demand anything. You can simply look at them without judgment, without expectation. They just exist, beautiful, calm, standing in sunlight. In psychology, this effect is explained by attention restoration theory. Yeah, there is an attention restoration theory, a concept that describes how observing natural elements allows the brain to recover from mental fatigue. This is called soft restorative attention. It's a state in which brain rests, even we are not consciously aware of it. It still rests. And the third point, a very important one, playing reconnect us with life as a process. They grow, they change, they respond to light, water, and care. When you have plants, you become just a little more attentive, a little bit more present. You begin to notice not only results, but the process itself, how they grow, bloom, stretch, and slowly turn towards the sun. Let me tell you something very personal. I even feel like touching the flowers, the leaves, gently stroking them. I want to touch flowers, feel surface of leaves, the same way we want to touch the skin of a baby or stroke a dog or cat and get this pleasure from touching something very precious and warm. Do you feel it too? Sometimes, right? Have you noticed it about yourself? I also talk to my flowers and plants. I do, especially when I water them. I believe they can hear me, or maybe they feel that I send them my love and admiration. And in the morning, when I step onto the balcony for the first time, I greet them. Hi, my little beauties. I love you, and I smile. I love them, and they love me back. At least that's what I like to believe. Don't think it's only women who talk to flowers. No. Many times I've seen big, strong men pruning the branches of bushes and trees and speak out loud to them. They tell them things like, you will be healthier, stronger bush. I want to help you. Yes, men also talk to plants. And standing on the balcony today, surrounded by flowers, I thought about this. We often look for happiness in a new job, new relationship, new house or car. But sometimes it's enough to add a little bit of life to what we already have, to feel ourselves inside our life again, not standing next to it. Yes, flowers don't solve our problems, but they remind us that life is not only about tasks and constant forward movement. Life is also about enjoyment. The beauty, the simple beauty of flowers, the blue sky, the sound of birds you can hear on my balcony, a cup of hot tea with honey. Look at my beautiful cup. And quiet joy of being alive today. That feeling of I feel good there. And perhaps what we call energy is simply the moment when we finally reconnect with the space around us, when we feel ourselves as a small part of this vast, diverse world, a world that holds so much kindness, beauty, and goodness. And what about you? Do you feel a difference when there are plants nearby, flowers in pots or even in a vase? Does your mood change? Your inner rhythm? Write in the comments. I'm truly very conscious. Or curious. Curious. That was Dr. Helen. And until next time, please stay safe, happy, and healthy. Bye now.